And then it's time to pack our bags, head to the train station, continue along on our journey to the next city, which is going to be Florence by Eurostar. It's a beautiful fast train, gets you there in about 1.5 hours. Walk through the station and then we walk over to our hotel. It's just a couple blocks away. Consistently ranked among the world's top 4 cities to visit by magazines such as Travel and Leisure and Condé Nast Traveler, Florence is an Italian treasure to put on your list. And we're going to spend 2 days in this beautiful capital of the Renaissance. Here too, there's lovely little back lanes, there are museums and shops, there's historic monuments, and just a great city for walking around in. Sometimes you get lucky and run into a food festival, as we did here in the Piazza Santa Maria Novella. There was an international food festival with Greek booths and, of course, mostly Italian, wines, sandwiches, and sidewalk cafes. We enjoyed a walking tour of Florence with our local guide.
Buongiorno, buongiorno, buongiorno. Welcome here, welcome in Florence. So today we are going to visit some of the most important historical sites of the city. The Duomo, the cathedral, the Signoria, the civic center. During the Renaissance, there was this new focus on the humans and what the humans could do for progress. A new energy to discover new things. And this movement happened in Florence. It took place here in Florence because Florence was rich. So all these monies were transformed into art. This is the secret of Florence. When we visit Florence, you mainly enjoy medieval and Renaissance. Look at this big, huge building here. This is the Strozzi Palace. This is one of the biggest Renaissance palaces in Florence. The Strozzi were a family, again, of merchants and bankers. They were the same of the Medici. They wanted to defeat the Medici. You have to imagine that, especially at the late 1300, beginning of 1400, this was like a race to be the first citizens of Florence. The Medici, especially the first line of the Medici, were the first citizens in the sense that Florence was a republic. Huge, enormous palaces built to show their power.
And then occasionally in Florence you run into these parades. They're all dressed up in their Renaissance costumes. So these are just some of the kinds of things that you might be lucky to run into in your travels in Florence.
This is one of the main streets of Florence. We are going to walk on some back roads later. This is an important place in Florence because, look, there is this loggia. This is called the New Market. This is local production. It's cheap, but it's local. It's not Chinese. Here we are, Signoria Square, the civic center of Florence. Over there are all the offices of the government of Florence. Our mayor is working there every day. I mean, it's supposed to be here every day, I don't know. This is the old palace, the Palazzo Vecchio, the ancient town hall of the palace with the loggia. The loggia was built for the public ceremony. We can proceed. Did you recollect your energy? Okay. Now you follow me this way. So the Ponte Vecchio, the old bridge, is famous as the oldest bridge, and it's original. It was the only bridge which wasn't destroyed by the Germans. And it's famous for its goldsmith shops. Here you see goldsmiths, even if at the beginning when it was built, they were butcher shops. They decided that the butcher shops were not so noble, and so they replaced them with goldsmiths, much more noble. Some of these goldsmiths are still the original families, I mean that they have been passed down from generation and generation, the tradition of the goldsmiths.
We'll continue with our Florence guide in other episodes. The bridge makes for a great photo background. And then tuck in for lunch. You can have a light sandwich or a pizza, and you might even try the beefsteak Fiorentina. That's one of the specialties of Florence. Char-grilled T-bone steak, usually about 2 inches thick. One of the best restaurants in Florence for the beefsteak is Porcospino, located just next to the Medici Chapel.
How about this? How's it?
Look at it. I like it.
How's it?
And the manager, Franco,
Good?
is a wonderful, friendly, and funny guy who will take very good care of you. That wraps up our quick little look at Florence. We've got a lot more about this beautiful city to show you later.